Hello and welcome back to my home theater. And this is a video that I shot this very camera, but it is now playing on the projector. And as you can see, it doesn't look half bad at all. It looks pretty nice. Even coming through the camera, it looks pretty nice. And I'm pretty sure I can play this video without getting in trouble with the YouTube police, because it's all stuff I shot, and it's also YouTube safe music, so thought I would put that on there for you. It's currently playing through the PlayStation down there. And if we get up close, I'll try and show you the pixels. Get real up close, and you look down the side, you can see these pixels here. You know, there's my finger for reference. But yeah, not a half bad 100-inch screen for, you know, projector and screen itself. About $200 total. That includes the shipping for the projector. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Still looks pretty dang good. So anyway, give you some more touring. Where I left off in the last video. I'll mute that. We talked about the projector some in depth, and what it costs, and you know, kind of the problems I dealt with in it. The do-it-yourself mount, which excuse me. Turn on the bright light now. And yeah, I could give you a little closer look at the mount. I put that brace there. Oh yeah, those are there. Forgot about them. Tie wraps. Yeah, I put that brace there just to add some more, you know, structure to it. And then I got these little screws, the bolts, that just came from a hardware store. And also this brace. It's a big brace, and it's mounted into a stud that supports most of the weight. And then over here we have a small bookshelf brace, which you know, doesn't support as much weight, but it just keeps it stable and everything. So yeah, I built that for, you know, probably $10 or something like that. Would like to paint the wood, but you know, got lazy, so haven't done that yet. Here's the projector under intense light situation, which I don't recommend, but it works. I mean, you can still see it. You can pretty much watch during the day, like not with this light, but you know, just with a window open, and you can still see fine. It's just kind of washed out. But of course, that's very rare. Usually, all of our movie watching, video game playing, we do at night anyway, so it's not a big deal if you can see it during the day. So, now that we've gotten some of that out of the way, maybe I can tell you a little more about these speakers, which, what I said in my earlier video, is that they were a pain to build, and I would say if I had to go back and do it again, I would not build. I would just save up money longer and buy JBLs. JBL's my favorite brand for speakers, and I have a couple of JBL Control One monitors, Control One Pros, in my office, which is where I do editing and, you know, listen to music all day and stuff like that. And they're fantastic. Just wonderful little speakers, bookshelf speakers, monitors, you know, that category. These were my attempt at building some nice big home theater speakers. And yes, they're pretty big and heavy too. So I got all this stuff from Parts Express, and I got the cabinets from Parts Express as well. And they have 6.5-inch woofers, which do a pretty good job at bass on their own without the subwoofer. So I did use them for a long time without the subwoofer. And they did pretty good. I mean, really good. And so, as you can see, they're not well separated, and obviously I would love to have them, pushed all the way into the corner, but we have issues with space here. See, there's the front door, there's walkway, tons of stuff in the way. So we're kind of stuck with this small configuration until we move. So you don't get the best spread, but it's still enough spread to where you can hear the difference between the left channel, center channel, right channel. So it does all right. Not really too bad. Of course, ideally you'd want them separated more. The subwoofer does real good. For a $100 subwoofer, it does real good. It's certainly not up to par with, the best, but it's a little Yamaha, and you can find them for around $100 or $120. I got mine on sale for $99, and it was kind of a birthday present, so I'm happy about that. I love it. You can shake things up with it just fine. And so yeah, but some of the problems I ran into with the speakers, they're the first tweeter I bought it from Parts Express, and it was kind of a horn style tweeter. And so I cut a big, huge hole in the top for the tweeter because it was, huge. It was shaped like a horn. And then once I got hearing it, it just sounded like garbage, and I hated it. I hated those stupid tweeters, and they were awful. But I'd already cut the cabinets for them, which means I had a huge gaping hole at the top. And so finally I bought some mid-ranges, these little mid-range speakers, and tweeters, and they sound fantastic. The woofer, the mid-range, and the tweeter all together, they sound great. Maybe not audiophile level, but they sound very good for home theater. But I had a problem. I had huge gaping holes in the top that now needed, I needed to fit 2 circular pegs into a long rectangular hole. So it took a lot of work, and I cut the rectangular hole into a big square hole, and then I put another piece of MDF board in there and tried to seal it up and cut holes for the mid-range and tweeter into that. And yeah, it was a lot of work to get those in. And don't look too closely because they certainly aren't pretty, but they look a lot better now that I've painted them. I painted them black. I also, at the same time I painted the speakers, speaker cabinets, I also built this shelf for them because originally, when I first started putting this theater together, I just had them sitting on the floor. And a big problem with that, of course, is that having a table here or something blocks some of the sound from getting to you. And so finally I decided to build this custom bench sort of thing. I wouldn't sit on it though. It's not that sturdy, but it's pretty sturdy. Yeah, I just used some pine board. And down here you can see I used just some sturdy bookshelf brackets for the legs. And I used a bowl, just a regular cereal bowl, to draw the outline of the curve, and then I cut it with a jigsaw. So this way you won't hurt yourself if you bump your knee on it. It's just nice and smooth there. And yeah, I think sound-wise it sounds really good. you know, having the speakers there, because they're all kind of at level with where you sit on the sofa, because this sofa is really deep. You sink into it, and it's hard to get out of once you sink into it. So the speakers are pretty much ear level, even though they're, you know, only about a foot off the ground. And of course, we have my, you know, unfinished rear speakers back here that have the same mid-range and tweeter in it. And yeah, they definitely need to be sanded down and painted. That's what I want to do. But it's just another thing on the list to do. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my speaker video here and got something out of it. And I hope you'll subscribe and check out filmnerdcorey.com, where I'll be documenting some of my adventures in enthusiast land. And next time, I hope you'll come by and see what new videos come around. Thanks.